Gbèdé àkọ́kọ́ lóko èdè ètò tí ó máa ń tàn mọ́lẹ̀ sí gbogbo ohun tó bá dàbí bó ṣókùnkùn. Àbábí láti máa ń sọ gbogbo ohun tó máa ṣe wá láǹfààní, ibi láti máa ń wo ohun tí ó yẹ ká fi ṣòdiwọ̀n ayé wa lọ́nà bí àti ọ̀nà bí ọ̀nà ọ̀hún kí ni mò ń gbìyànjú àti sọ. Ọ̀nà bí lè jọ́rọ̀ òṣèlú, ọ̀nà ọ̀hún lè jọ́rọ̀ amúlùdùn, kódà tápá bí lè jẹ́ ti ọ̀rọ̀ àgbẹ̀, tọ̀hún ó lè jẹ́ ti ọ̀rọ̀ àṣà. Àwọn ọgbà míì wà tá lè wo ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ìlera, ọ̀hún lè wo ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé. A máa ń wọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò, ó ṣeé ṣe gan ká wò yẹn lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ, ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ security àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ṣé wá ní lónìí ibi tá a fẹ́ yà sí òní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú òṣèlú rárá. Let's just have a break at least for this week. A fẹ́ wo àwọn kankan tó jẹ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ara wa àti ṣé ká pè ní ego ni o àbí ká pè ní ẹ̀yẹ àbí àwọn kan ní overbloated ego, àwọn kan ní recognition ni, àwọn kan ní ó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́, àwọn kan ní wọ́n ti sọ dìdàkudà, àwọn kan ní wọ́n ti sọ di bẹ́ẹ̀ntọ́, àwọn kan ní ó dáa láti máa ṣe, àwọn kan tiẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn tiẹ̀ lójú kan táwọn fi wò. Kí ni mò ń gbìyànjú àti sọ? A sì ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ̀yin farabalẹ̀, ẹ kú kalẹ̀. Ẹ̀já kọ́kọ́ wo kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àwọn ìwé tó jáde ní àwọn ìwé ìròyìn wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ti wà lẹ̀ tí a jọ wo àfojú láàmẹ̀tọ́ wo ohun tá a fẹ́ sọ lónìí. Mo mọ̀ pé ó ń ṣe yín gàlejàlè pé kí la fẹ́ sọ gan. Nígbà tí n bá débẹ̀, àjọ débẹ̀, a sì dọ̀wọ́ dáadáa ní ẹ káàárọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Yemi Sonde lórúkọ tèmi. Desmond to the G, àjọ wà ń bí ni. Gbogbo àwọn crew wa, Progress Smile Media, ó gba ọwọ́ láàárọ̀, àjọ wà ń bí ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ó kún dẹ́dẹ́dẹ́, àjọ wò dáadáa ni. Èyí tá a ṣe níjẹjọ, gbogbo feedback tá a rí gbogbo ẹ ṣe ṣàdúrà fún wa àti bí ẹ ṣe tún fún wa ní àmọ̀ràn, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Torí pé ẹ tó bá gbọ́ ti jẹjọ á mọ̀ pé bí wọ́n ṣe yan abẹnugan fún ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ní òkè àti láàrin, gbogbo ẹ̀ là ń gbé bó ṣe ń lọ ní ìjẹjọ, bó ṣe ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ l'Àbújá tí a sì ń yà sí bí yà sọ́hun. Ètò kún ní ìjẹjọ débi pé Fikáyọ̀gbọ̀n ló ṣe fáfáì lónìí. Ọlọ́run fún aláǹfààní, ìyá ṣe òsì, ìyàwó ìyá alájẹ ni. Ẹ kú kalẹ̀ ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa àti gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá lórí ẹ̀rọ agbágbé ayélujára. Social media department wa ní Splash FM, àwọn náà ti dúró wámúwámú. Social media ti Yemi Sonde ọmọ ìjọwé lọ́ntì, social media ti Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, àwọn náà ti dúró wámúwámú. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ lẹ́ẹ̀márí lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára Facebook ti Splash FM àti ti Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, Splash FM 105.5 àti Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, àti lórí YouTube wa Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited o, àti Instagram Yemi Sonde ìwé yẹn dàtí Fikáyọ̀ náà fún wa. Instagram YSC Limited rí ń bẹ̀, Twitter YSC Limited rí ń bẹ̀, LinkedIn ti Yemi Sonde rí ń bẹ̀, ẹ bá a sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀. Website wa ysclimited.com, ẹ̀yin náà lè lọ bẹ̀. Kódà ẹ lè tún subscribe sí YouTube channel wa Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited. Ẹ lè wo gbogbo àwọn ètò wa tá a ti ń ṣe, tá a ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ àti tá a tún ṣe lẹ́yìn náà, ẹ tún lọ wò ń bẹ̀. Ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. You're welcome to this program. This is Yslive. This is Yemi Sonde live on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. Like you know that we can actually go into politics, we can do culture, we can do health, we can have our focus on agriculture, and what have you, security. We may actually talk on security, about security next week. And yes, last week we were talking about politics and what actually would shape or that would determine the direction Nigeria will go in the next 4 years. And last week we were on this program talking about the Senate elect and the House of Reps elect, and why we are having the what's called now the election of the Senate President and House of Rep after we're actually giving us live, every account live. And yes, it's no more news that we have Lawan as the Senate President now, and Femi Gbajabiamila as the Speaker of the House of Rep. So we hope we will have it better in the next 4 years, economically, politically, socially. Of course, our life should have, that's our hope, APC at the top, APC at the middle, and even at the bottom, so to speak. We should have it better. Without that, well, even if it's PDP, what actually matters to a common Nigerian now is for my life to be better than what I have been experiencing in the last 8 years thereabouts in this country. So it matters to me, it matters to you to be alive to what happens around you, and that's why we have it on this program, and that's why we always drum it on this program to everyone's hearing that Nigeria must be better, our economy must be better, and the leaders too should be alive to their responsibilities, and that our life depends on their direction, the polity and the policies that they actually embrace. It has a direct effect, definitely, on a common man's life. So we will not stop talking about that. But today, we are looking at something very different. It's not politics, it's not security, but it has to do with some people call it our ego, some people call it recognition, some people call it over-bloated ego, some people call it arrogance, some people call it, what do they call it now? Appreciation, so to speak. So what do we call it? You can join our online audience by watching the program as we live stream on our Facebook page, Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, and Splash 105.5. Follow us on Twitter at YSC Limited, Instagram at YSC Limited, Facebook at Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, LinkedIn at Yemi Sonde. Visit our website, ysclimited.com. You can always subscribe. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, to watch a recap of our programs. Your contributions and questions are welcome, and you can send them to hello@ysclimited.com, hello@ysclimited.com, YemiSondeLive@gmail.com. Kindly remember to use the hashtag Yslive for your contributions. In the meantime, news updates: opposition members will be committee heads. That's taken from the Vanguard. Femi Gbajabiamila ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Opposition head, àwọn opposition member. That is to say, this government or the leadership of Femi Gbajabiamila in the House is trying to say is all welcoming, even to the opposition. What do you see to that?
Thank you. The outcome of the election last week indicates that it was not only the APC senators elect or the reps elect that voted for either Lawan or Gbajabiamila. So negotiation must have taken place, and the negotiation means that you will occupy certain positions when I become this and that, and so just saying that's definite, and just saying this is just to live up to the promise that they have made. So it is part of the concession, which it's trade.
Drama in Kanu. Armed robbers stole 6.9 million in Kanu Zoo, not gorilla. You know, we had a gorilla swallowed or ate or chopped 6.9 million. But the managing director of the zoo, Malam Umar Yusuf Umar, says that in Vanguard, taken from Vanguard, says it's not gorilla or it's armed robber. Now gorilla, snake, the other time we had about snake that chopped millions. Now it's gorilla now that chopped another 6.9, but they are now saying no, it's not gorilla, it's armed robber. Are we not in a mess?
Yeah, it talks about the kind of society that we have found ourselves in. When the rich man steals, they have backup, and so there is nothing that you weave it around. But when it has to do with those on the lower rung of the social stratum, that those are the ones that tend to want to put theatrics into their own form of theft. And so if the money was kept in the zoological garden, of course, inferentially, it could be the animal that could have taken it away.
Oh.
But it may not have been hit.
Or human beings that have animalistic tendencies.
All right. At least there are those that are those that are in charge.
Okay, now what I'm saying now is armed robbers. Was there any time it was reported that armed robbers came into the zoo and cut away 6.9 million? Was there any police report? Even if there was not, there would have been an arranging police report now.
Of course, there could have been an underground investigation. By the time the thing unfolds more like this, we'll get to know.
Because I want to see
one.
Yes. Where is the police report? Did you make any report before now? Before now saying it's not gorilla? Okay. We'll follow the drama now and we'll report. INEC must produce server used for 2019 polls. Peter Obi, that's taken from the Punch. Oshupo, Adeleke insists on tribunal's verdict as Supreme Court rules July 5. What are you saying that may happen in Osun?
The most important thing is for justice to prevail. Now, justice in whose perspective? Is it in the perspective of the sitting governor or those ones that are aspiring to come and take over? And so, at the end of the day, justice is served to those who win, because Supreme Court is the final.
I know the world is watching and they want to see what happens.
Yeah, the world is watching, but whatever the Supreme Court comes up with is the final. It can't go anywhere again.
From the Punch, Omar Agege says Senate will cooperate with Buhari to succeed. Yes, expected, isn't it?
Sure. Not after bowing down to His Excellency.
No, that's a sign of respect.
Yes, it is. It is.
You know, in the north,
from the parts of the country.
In the north, you want to greet your elders. How do you do that?
Even in the south.
Even in the south, you prostrate.
Yes.
In the north, you bow down. But you not even bow down.
But its own.
You kneel down.
But its own was also symbolic because of activities which happened before.
Why do you have to link that to? Can't you just greet the president that way?
Because
ordinarily.
Yes, because we have not had him greet the president that way.
Maybe Camera never took him at that point.
Not for the role he played in the hate National Assembly.
Which role?
Of course, it is in the public domain. It is reported. There are several contentious issues. There are issues of maize.
Was it him that took the maize by himself?
Of course, that is left for those who are serious about setting the record straight to do.
But he didn't take it by himself.
Of course, we also have those who.
But the questions were, how did those touts how did they gain entrance into the Senate?
Yeah,
how did they gain entrance?
You can lower your guard.
Was there no security at the entrance?
It depends on what the security has to secure.
We can't disclose asset declarations by presidents, governors, or on ground of privacy. Code of Conduct. Code of Conduct Bureau Chairman Dr. Mohammed says that in Vanguard says that we cannot disclose asset declarations by presidents, governors on ground of privacy. Some animals are not equal, right?
Sure. That is the way the world is structured, not only in Nigeria. Everything is structured, and yesterday you were with a common person. But today, once in office, everything changes. And then no things have passed away. All things have become new. And you have to enjoy that as long as it lasts. This morning, I have the voice you've been listening to in the house. Is a sociologist. And a very brilliant lecturer that is coming from me because I know so. His name is Dr. Tade Oludayo. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Yemi Sonde. Nice having you here this morning. The pleasure is mine. Okay. What are we looking at? We're looking at craze for titles among Nigerians. Craze for titles among Nigerians. Titles. Why are we so crazy about it? At what level are we crazy about titles? Craze for titles among Nigerians. I'll do my introduction this way. If I have an advert, maybe it can run now. If not, I can go straight. That's what to G. I should go. Okay. Let me just have that instrumental.
Yslive with your host Yemi Sonde on Splash 105.5 FM, Tuesdays 10 to 12 noon.
Theresa May, Mark Zuckerberg, just to mention a few, are names that are in the lips of millions of people all over the world. This name, through the actions and inactions of their bearers, have registered success, power, well, both economic and political, wealth, and what have you, in the minds of their callers. Most times, they are called without any companions around them. And when they have any at all, it will be Mr. or Mrs. However, in Africa in general, and Nigeria in particular, names of people who merely struggle to achieve little successes have several entourage. It has become a notable trait of most Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic group, religion, academic achievements. Though it has been a relatively long time occurrence, but recently in Nigeria there have been an alarming rate of obsession to acquire and be addressed with titles. In Nigeria, bigmanism is a national malady, and one way it expresses its insanity is through celebration of compound triple and quadruple titles such as chief, doctor, sir, elder, in front or at the back of the names of the typical Nigerian big man. Perhaps there is no other country in the world where there is an insatiable appetite for titles more than Nigeria. Perhaps there is no other people in the world that are called more esteemed to titles and honors more than Nigerians. In Nigeria, a title in front or back of your name indicates that you are a very important personality, VIP. But that is not Fela's definition anyway. Honors and titles are both sides of a coin. It can have negative and positive connotations. Positively, it recognizes excellence, distinction, achievements, and service to humanity, worthy of recognition, commendation, and emulation. Negatively, it accords undeserved respect to social misfits and miscreants in the process, idolizing idleness, mediocrity, and egoistic arrogance of society's bad eggs. There are different types of titles and honors in Nigeria. Some deserving, some undeserving, some applaudable, some ridiculous, some acceptable, and some disgusting. First, we have political titles. Perhaps it is only in Nigeria that an aspirant for a political office acquires a title as part of qualification for the office. In Nigeria, every political office holder wants to be addressed by the title of his public position, believing it is disrespectful to be simply referred to as Mr. Trump, like the American president. We therefore find titles such as senator, chairman, honorable, commissioner, minister in front of the names of the various political office holders. If you are privileged to address a sitting governor or a federal minister, you could be frowned at if you forget to address him as His Excellency. Members of Senate in the National Assembly are not content with being addressed as senators, but they have qualified it with an additional title of distinguished. They may soon introduce additional title like very distinguished senator. I think they are even using that now to further boost their egos. Even when serving senators finish their tenure of office, they still want to be addressed as distinguished senator, thereby causing confusion in the politics. The same thing goes for the legislators in the lower house, where a few of them, not content with being addressed as honorable member, have put titles, which are both honorary and customary. Traditional institutions are highly revered in Nigeria, and one common way of announcing their entrance into the club of very important personality is by acquiring a chieftaincy title. Traditional honorific titles are supposed to be bestowed on sons and daughters of distinction. Nowadays, it is often given to the highest bidder, becoming a source of income for most traditional rulers. Having recognized this craze and obsession for titles, the traditional rulers have taken an initiative from it, feasting and becoming a millionaire overnight. Confirming a title on any individual has now become an auction thing. The highest bidder goes home with the title regardless of his character in the society. In the southwest, if you are not a high chief or chief, you have not yet arrived. In the southeast, the Eze title, traditionally reserved for kings, was taken to the ludicrous few years ago when a money bag referred to himself as Eze Ego, the king of money. Customary titles have ancestral lineages, but its value is being eroded nowadays when holders inscribe their titles on plate number of their vehicles so that they will be accorded respect on the roads. It is only in Nigeria that very important personalities believe their titles are a good replacement for Federal Road Safety Corps vehicle registration numbers. Big men in Nigeria don't register their vehicle. They simply inscribe their title on the front and rear vehicle number plate, and our bribe-taking policemen are eager to pass them on, as the law seems not meant to be obeyed by the rich. The craze for titles has even strayed into our religious circle. The clergymen are no more satisfied with the preface. They now crave for a double-decker preface, such as Reverend, Doctor, Most Senior Apostle, Elder, Most Special Elder, General Overseer, Most Distinguished Prophet. Our official environment is not left out, and that of the Christians, it should be like that is the ticket to paradise. I wonder. Obsession for titles. It used to be Oga, but later the titles has taken some steps and it is now Oga at the top. You dare not address some of the official capacity without adding their designation, like MD, GM, GMD, PRO, etc. If addressing them by their names is only a taboo. Many schools recognize individuals who make contributions to society by awarding them honorary doctorate degrees. Distinguished philanthropists, musicians, politicians, authors, broadcasters, and scientists, a lot, often receive acknowledgement for their exemplary accomplishment and achievement that serve a greater good. An honorary doctoral degree is often awarded in recognition of one's life experiences. The degree is bestowed as an honor rather than through the completion of certain academic requirements. Those who are honored with these titles often do not have any prior connection to the award-giving institution, many of them. By convention, a way in which something is usually done, recipients of honorary doctorate do not use the title doctor in general correspondence, written communication, although informal correspondence from the university issuing the honorary degree, it is normal to address the recipient by the title. Is it normal? However, this social convention, a guardian of individuals, is not always thoroughly observed. The use of or omitting the honorific can be a sensitive issue to some individuals. When you are at a function or addressing him or her, you must announce the title correctly. Dr. Desmond to the G. And if you don't announce or if you don't have Dr. Desmond to the G will not rise from his seat to the seat reserved for him and say you are not addressing me. And yet he's not a PhD holder, just an honorary doctor. And they say you must have doctor. Even, I'm sorry, to a roadside mechanic that has that honorary doctorate, by virtue of his money, will still be to be announced, we still want to be announced as a doctor. Is he a doctor? Okay. If you don't, they either will call your attention to it or get angry. Yes. When the degree is being read out during a lecture, it provides them the opportunity to show off what they have achieved or accomplished. Who is a doctor? The degree is so much coveted, greatly desired, that they often become more important than the name. Some people pay some institutions heavily to be given an honorary doctorate and be referred to as doctor. Are they really doctors? The craze for titles among Nigerians. Doctor Tade Oludayo. Is he really a doctor? Yes, he is a PhD holder. So if I say doctor, I think I'm right. Yes, but most of them, when they write their name, they say Tade Oludayo. At most, PhD. Now, we want to look at the craze for titles among Nigerians. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my guest.
Good morning.
You are Tade Oludayo.
Yes, that's the given.
PhD.
Yes, after working for it.
After working for it.
Yeah.
Okay. You are Dr. Tade Oludayo.
Yes, that's an academic degree.
That's an academic degree.
Yeah.
So what do you call someone that is given an honorary doctorate? Is he a doctor? Or
Yeah.
do you call him a doctor? Or is he supposed to be addressed as a doctor?
Of course, your introduction settles most of this.
We'll come to that. Now, let's look at it holistically. We come to the doctorate, the professor. Some people call themselves professor anyway. We come to all that. What does it take to have or to be called a doctor? A lot of arguments have even said that a lawyer is not supposed to be addressed as barrister. Would you not call Yemi Sonde as broadcaster Yemi Sonde? If you have to actually have something, let's say broadcaster, funny, or will you say broadcaster or studio engineer Desmond to the G? So how do you call ourselves? Must we be crazy about this? What is the craze about titles? We look at it. What is titles? Why do we have to actually attach so much importance?
Ìlú Ìbàdàn gbàlejò yóò mì tìtì. Ọjọ́bọ̀ Thursday ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún oṣù keje July 18 làwọn lóko lókè nínú iṣẹ́ ìròyìn ohun ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ ò tó péjọ sínú gbọ̀ngàn lọ́yẹ́ ti Alumni Center University tilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn níbi àpérò tí máa ń wáyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan láàrin ọdún méjì ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹfà arú ẹ̀ èyí tí Yemi Sonde àti àjọ NBC ṣe agbátẹrù ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó fi mẹ́ẹ̀yìn olùkọ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga àti gbogbo èèyàn pátá ńlá ń pè o àkòrí ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àgbéyẹ̀wò ìlànà ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ láéláé àti onírúurú ìlànà ìtàkùn ayélujára yóò di òní ojú tá a fi wò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ àpilẹ̀kọ́ wáyé lẹ́nu ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ NBC Malam Ishaq Modibo Kawu aago mẹ́wàá àárọ̀ lè tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ ní ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí o láti ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ẹ pè Yemi Sonde sórí 080-355-29883 tàbí kí ẹ kàn sí ẹ̀ka ìpolówó iléeṣẹ́ rédíò yìí NBC Yemi Sonde 2019 ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ òun òye nínú iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́.
Welcome back. I have my second guest here. He's there for something, yes, but of course can still contribute to this. His name is Shola Fajuke. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you on my program this morning. Fajuke, the first time I had you on the radio station was 2002 or thereabouts.
That's right, yes.
2001, 2002.
That's right.
Back there during the days of telefilm.
That's correct.
And a lot of people gained from that exercise.
Of course. It was a very interesting program. We have quite a lot of people right now in the United States who are fans clubs. They're very pleased with their life for what that program achieved. But as you know, there's time for everything. And that was a program that was run by that organizations, and we enjoyed it at that time. So we moved on from it.
Do you know what actually gets me very happy anytime I speak with you or we have anything to do it was actually that advert that brought us together.
That's correct.
It was the advert of Telefilm, your
That's
company then, that made me know that there's someone that is called Shola Fajuke.
That's correct.
And we had that relationship until now, 18 years down the line, still counting, we are still together.
It's been a very wonderful relationship. It's been nice and privileged to have met you, and I've enjoyed that friendship since then.
Yeah, thank you very much. We take our clients not just as clients, but as our family in our company. And Proventure, I eventually knew that you came from Malaysia, Ijesha. That's where my mom came from too.
That's correct.
So we became lords,
That's right.
Cousins, like Illinois, Lutua, Illinois, Boston.
No, it's very, very interesting stories, and I'm sure you can say the same thing. We've been in England so many times.
Of course, yes.
And to go around and
And my first invitation to England was through you. You gave me the first invitation until I used it.
We thank God.
Yeah, thank you for that. Lovely. I'm saying this because I'm appreciating you.
Thank you.
I'm appreciating God, and I'm appreciating our relationship.
Thank you.
A lot of people will be taken aback when I said my mom is from Ijesha. A lot of people will say Abekuta. They didn't know that. And actually, I'm also from Otuai Baju. So, alphabet could have from shoe.
So you mix race in that sense.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice having you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Nice having you.
A friend, a client turned family. We thank God. Now, we're talking about craze for titles among Nigerians. Dr. Tade, titles. What about it? Under titles, we have awards for recognition, we have honorary awards, we have different levels of awards and titles. What about it?
Yeah, thank you. In sociology, we talk about status that is occupied by an individual within the society. And titles are broken down to ascribed status and then the achieved status. Now, the ascribed status, of course, you can be a prince. Of course, that's one that just comes with you by virtue of that. But the achieved ones are those ones that people labor for and then earned it. Particularly, I can talk of academic degrees that people have purchased from, undergone a particular training, and then they are awarded that particular degree. So that is an achieved status. Now, along the line, there are also titles that are also earned as a result of contributions, positive contributions that have been observed over time by individuals in the society. In other words, because we are not existing alone, whatever we do, some other individuals are observing it. And so at a particular point in time, it is important for people to be recognized as contributing. And so people are honored based on observed positive contributions to a particular field. It could be a particular field, it could be the upliftment for a particular organization, it could be towards entrenching, it could be unity, it could be in the area of health. And so people are awarded based on that. And so it is a good thing to be so recognized of having done something good.
Of genuinely.
Yeah, genuinely.
I think we should have that word.
Yeah, genuinely, because everything we also talk about is relative to whoever is doing the award. And so along the line, even from the home, we carry, we bear different status. Now you are the anchor here. That is your status here. If you leave, you are Babafe, husband.
And when I came to the department,
for
my second master, I was your student. And when you come to my class, I will say good morning, sir.
So it changes. It shows the complexity that when we move from one context to another, we carry different, and so you can drop one. And now I'm in the studio, and then responding as your guest now, and then responding
your student guest.
Okay.
And I'm the one dictating now. In the class you dictate,
of course.
But now I'm the one.
Now we have switched roles.
You have
switched roles. So it means that when we switch roles, it means that statuses are accompanied by roles. And so if you are the father, you must perform the functions expected of a father. If you are Mr. President, there are roles that goes with being the president, not just occupying that particular position and the title. So that is why people
roles and
responsibilities attached to the status that an individual occupies. So if you are interested in a particular title, you need to work for it.
Interested in
a particular title. Of course, okay, let us use JAMB examination. Okay. Close to 1.5 million Nigerians apply to write that particular exam every year. But not all of them get the opportunity of being admitted. And because there are several things that are used. If you score above certain particular score, you are entitled to go to some universities. If you score below, you go this way. that is how society is stratified. And so some will definitely drop, some will progress. Among those that are going to the universities, they are not also going to pursue the same thing.
When Job says it's 160 for any Nigerian, 160 you pass, I say UI. Okay.
No, UI is 200. That one is not.
UI will not.
That's not even not automatic. It is
it's
200.
Not even automatic.
Yes, that
and
only qualifies you to come and do some other things. You will still go through some examinations that the school will organize. Okay. So that is it. So every organization sets its own standard, and those you want to bring into it to maintain that particular standard, and so that whatever you are carrying, you can beat your chest and say, yes, this is what I have worked for and can be defended anywhere I go to. So that is the importance of holding a particular title. So it can be ascribed, it can be achieved. So you can be prince and behave unprincely. You can be an honorable and exhibit dishonorable behaviors. You can be described as distinguished senator and there is nothing in your mannerism, your disposition, your social relationship that exhibits or portray that kind of adjective that is added to whatever name that you are bringing. So you may just be called, and so that is why your introduction into this discussion is very important, because it could be political, it could be economic, it could be religious title. So it depends on the organization, the group that you belong to, that's that particular kind of a title or whatever will come from.
Now, that takes me to motive behind award titles. Motive. We're talking about group now award that gives this award or titles. What's the motive behind it? Yeah, you said something. You might have impacted your society, your immediate environment. You might have worked for it. You might have been that very relevant at your level, which is even relative anyway. That is some of the factors that may be considered, right? Now, I deliberately asked that question. The motive behind the award. We were talking and I said genuinely. Now, motive behind giving awards.
Of course, depending again on the organization or group or the individual that is interested in giving the awards. It could be economic. It could be economic in the sense that and I will look at the economy motive using maybe education sector, and then maybe the traditional, which you also touched in your introduction. Of course, because in those in the real sense and traditional society where traditional rulers still had control, and then they were getting incentives from their community, their subjects at that particular time. So they had control over several resources and things were coming. With modern government, of course, those powers which they hitherto controlled, of course, were taken away by constitutional provisions and all that. How do they then survive within the modern society? They then, of course, rather than, of course, lineage titles, all those balogun and all those ones that, of course, comes with you with your lineage or your family. Now, one particular person can even approach a particular king to be so conferred with a particular title, going with a price.
Going with a price.
Of course, I'm going with a price. And so, I can...
Regardless of...
It does not matter. What matters is a good negotiation and an event is organized, and then there is socials that is associated with it.
Should that be?
It should not be. But that is, of course, that's the difference between what is and what ought to be. That is what is, but that is not what ought to be, and that is why there is degradation across the society. Even the students' union bodies now will invite a particular
student union bodies.
For that matter. Yes. Even departmental associations. It has, because once there is, you only need one particular mad person to show it, and everybody becomes mad. It's simple. On the road, if we are in a traffic gridlock and all of us are queuing up, it only needs to show that all of us are just under incubation, waiting for one particular person to take the opposite road. One person will just drive across the sun, and you will see every other one. They only need one crazy person to just create the pathway, and every other person will follow.
That has the craziness tendency.
So, one, it shows that yes, we are law abiding. But once we see that one particular person has done it and nothing happens to him, all of us will just follow. And that is what is happening. So, and that is why you will now find this issue about students organizing events and going to invite one lawmaker, one politician who has not done anything, and it is for the purpose of money to its immediate community, and they will do, and it is,
and they will write grammar in the letter.
It is sickening
based on your contribution.
Oh, exemplary,
distinguished examples. This contribution to your country, community.
Yes,
which contribution?
I wonder. If you get to my area, you will see one particular senator who would put his name to a particular borehole that was sunk by the money that accrued to him from the public office, and then he will put there twice honored as the best senator in Nigeria. I said, how come? All over the country
by one organization.
And one particular governor would get the best computer compliant governor in Nigeria. And I said, how was this particular person evaluated? And this is why we enthrone misfits in the Nigerian society in such a way that those that are doing genuine things are not recognized. And so you have elevation of commodification of titles. and then those, yes, and that is how those that are doing quality things are not recognized. And where that takes place, of course, quality gets defeated or recognized in another clan, not in our own setting. And so that is, and as the new, if the outgoing executive does that, and the one coming behind sees what they were able to bring in by bringing one senator who would give them a little money, are they not going to follow suit when they come into it? That is socialization into that culture of enthroning mediocrity instead of excellence.
They even award armed robbers, kidnappers.
And of course, because it is money. In churches, in mosques, who are those that are recognized? And I often analyze it, that if you get to your church or mosque and the likes, who are those people who sweep the floor? Who are those people who sit in front? Who are those people who the general overseer prays for? Who prays for the person who sweeps the floor in the church? It shows how people are evaluated and recognized. And people, of course, in becoming even deacons, deaconesses, and all those things, you would know the kind of politics that goes into becoming one of these. So it is such a terrible situation that we have found ourselves. It is in this same society that first class product of universities only get publicity in one particular newspaper, and when they would recognize them in the university, it is 10,000 naira
for having first class.
Yes,
first class.
Yes,
10,000 naira.
Yes, it is still this same society that the morally degraded musicians who sing terrible songs get branded by multinationals.
Imagine.
It is the same society. And so that is it. That is
Yahoo musicians.
That is where, and
you see the craziness, you see the trend, you see the followership,
and
our youth are following them.
Yes, because
so what are we celebrating?
That is where that is a star. Is it not a star?
A star.
Is it not the person that when you bring into the studio, several people will follow him? Of course. But what are we celebrating? Excellence, mediocrity, deviation, crime, or criminality. So these are the issues. So the motive, and universities compete for these also titles.
Tell me.
University of Ibadan would claim that is the best. It is not only that, but Ilorin can also do the same thing. Recently, one private university is also saying that by one ranking organization that they were ranked the first in Nigeria. It is not just to say that they are first in Nigeria. It is also to attract students that we are the best. So if we are the best, then you should aspire to come here. It is economic. And the ranking, it could be political. Oh, the first and the best. Is he in excellence?
Okay.
And another one says we are the best, the most subscribed to university. So if students are coming to us and 30,000 is going to a particular university and 120 is going to another
most
university, most subscribed now, they are now awarded. Jam gave money to the most subscribed university. Jam gave money to the most subscribed university.
Wonderful.
This year.
Most subscribed.
Yes.
What does that bring to the table?
It brings money.
To who? Whose table?
Jam. How many people bought form?
Wow.
Have you not heard that the Jam remitted certain amount to the federal government post, and federal government also gave them back certain billion back. Out of it, certain money was also set outside to also award most subscribed university and the likes of that.
What are we celebrating?
We are celebrating mediocrity, because I cannot see, instead of us using that same money to expand the space for students to be admitted, this same university that is most subscribed can only admit less than 10,000. 120,000 subscribed to the university. So what are we celebrating? You are giving them back money to do what? Expand on the infrastructure so that people that are outside can come in. Then we can have reduced crime and criminality. We can have, with increase in crime and criminality, increase in number of out of school children, and increase in people who now do not even appreciate being a normal person in the society. It is when you deviate that you are celebrated. When you are the normal person, then you are the one that is the sinner.
Shalafaduke, somebody is, a school of thought said, award should be meant for encouragement, should be a call to order, or a call to responsibility. What's your take?
Well, I think, with all what the doctor has already explained, I think it's well explained. But if we step back to where the whole thing started, even in our home culture, we realize that our ballets and our bars, years ago, when they see the right people, right-minded people in the society, they give them honors and they give them chieftaincy titles, if you remember, that's years ago. And even if you then go back to the colonial time, they also award title for the best people in the organization. You look at the like of
I'll come to that. You can go on. I'll come to that because Reverend Koye Nagili said something about colonial. You can go on.
Right. The reason why I mentioned that is the whole arrangement of giving awards was there to encourage people. An award are given as a compensation of what you've already done. You don't give an award as an incentive. No.
As an incentive?
No, you cannot give awards as an incentive. Someone must have achieved and done something.
So it should not be award before.
No.
It should be after. You must have done something.
That's correct.
So the school of thought that says call to order or to encourage you, it's a wrong school of thought.
It's totally wrong. An award is meant to be given to those who have already achieved that standard. And that's why they're giving the award, to encourage others to be able to do the same thing. Because if you think about it, if we look around the world today, people who are trying to do their best to impact people's life, they are giving awards. And like of Bill Gates spent millions, billions of dollars in an African economy. He's not an African. He's not getting anything out of it. That's why he has been giving so many awards all over the world by different organizations. He's being recognized.
But he never called himself or ascribed any.
Anytime you see him, he's still Bill Gates.
He's still Bill Gates, not Professor Doctor.
No.
Chief.
And stepping back as well, I mean, every single year the Queen in England award people. Every about 1,000 people every year. But who are those people? Those are people that the Queen has never met before. Those are people that were nominated by different societies, organizations, and the government. It might be the road sweepers who have been outstanding in his work, dedicated to the society. They will give him an award. So if you look at the award that are given, the Knighthood, MPE, even you remember the MK, Dairo was given MPE because of his contribution to the music, and that's how it's meant to be. You must have contributed something. Award is never an incentive for you to do something for anyone.
It's never an incentive. Yes, before we go to that side of Desmond himself, or fact file of Fikayo, Reverend Koye Ladele said, I think we took after our colonial masters, the British, in this regard. I read of King Edward, the 7th coronation in August 1902. He was proclaimed as the most high, most mighty, and most excellent monarch, Edward the 7th, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, and of the British dominions beyond the seas. King, defender of the faith, emperor of India. What else remains for the Almighty God? The British too are so title crazy, the Duke of, the Duchess of, Prince of, Princesses of, the Dowager Queen, etc. Nigerians, a title crazy people, BSc, MA, MSc, PhD, BA, Alaji, Alaja, Bishop, Apostle, Pastor, Reverend, Doctor, Barrister, Law, Admiral, Chief, Doctor, Professor, Professor Emeritus, Senator, Honorable, Major, General, Chairman, First Lady, Chairperson, number one citizen. So it is a colonial mentality. Apology to Fela and Nicola Pukuti, Reverend Edward Koye. Is it a colonial mentality, Doctor?
It's cultural. Just like you said, here also we have Imperial Majesty, those who also stratified themselves even in the traditional council of any state. So it's cultural. So it's not about, and I alluded to the fact that we have ascribed status. Those ones that he reeled out, dukes, duchess, and all those ones, they are ascribed. It is not about the achieved, but he has raised a vital point that awards, recognition should not be an incentive. It is not to come before.
It should come after.
It should come after. Yes. It is not. Oh, we now want him to quickly do something for us. So we use the title.
But that is what happens now.
That is what we are saying, and that is why everything is upside down.
Now I want to ask before we go for this fact fight break now. Honorary doctorate. Why do the awardees ascribe doctor to their name? Or like Dr. Yemi Sonde, I've always told everybody, until I have my PhD, please don't call me. In fact, don't even call Yemi, Dr. Yemi Sonde. My name is Yemi Sonde. But why people, even our colleagues too, broadcasters, would take, so that it won't be like I'm talking about other fields, even broadcasters, musicians, theater artists, every other person, religious leaders will take honorary doctorate, whatsoever, from wherever.
They can confer on you, Doctor of Broadcasting.
I've rejected about 4.
It's because you have rejected.
I've rejected.
While you rejected, several others have taken it.
But when they take it, is it right to be addressed as such, doctor?
They were coronated.
How do you mean?
Once I've also received letters inviting me to be conferred with one award as a leading scholar in a particular by one obscure organization. That is not how it is done. That is not how it is done. So it is not about this. And when it happens, if you know that there is a particular title, a university is organizing a convocation, they have hijacked some business moguls that they were going to confer on because the person has promised to build a particular structure for them there. They would organize press that will cover it. Are you saying after that coronation exercise, the person should not be at that title?
Should he?
He should. It has been conferred. It was televised, recognized, and so it has to be. And in fact, it will be an offense for you to have him at a particular function and not recognize him by that title. You will stand to lose several things.
Is it
that is how skewed our social structure has gone.
Is it right?
It is not right in my own.
That's why I asked that. Should it be addressed as such?
It should not. But now you do not have the platform to challenge that. If the organization has what we are saying now, just to educate the public that yes, things are not going the right way. We are elevating bad people to occupy positions that are reserved for people of quality, people of substance, people of excellence.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò bá kàwé gboyè dókítà táwọn kan pè lọ́jọ́ tí wọ́n ní àwọn fún ẹni dókítà o kò tí ì sọ di dókítà ẹni kàwé gboyè kò sì yẹ kó máa pèrè ẹni dókítà. Àwa làwa rí pa à ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwa ń sọ pé nítorí sọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ni pé kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Pé kò dáa ká máa pè wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé wọn ò kàwé gboyè yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
ṣùgbọ́n society wa ó ti ń celebrate mediocrity.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
ló fi di pé wọ́n ń pè wọ́n dókítà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
tí ò yẹ kán pè wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Á lọ ṣẹnu dédé síbi àpàdà wa lẹ́yìn tí Ìkáyọ̀ bá ti fún wa ní fact file alàgbà Ṣọlá Fájùkẹ́ àwọn náà tún ní àǹfààní kan tó fẹ́ fún gbogbo wa tí à ń gbọ́ wa à ń padà wà níbẹ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ èmi ni lágbájá èmi ń tẹ̀mẹ̀dò kí wá gan ló wà nù ká máa pé ra wa ní ẹ bá fo orúkọ oyè mi sí èmi kan lẹ̀ ń bá wí ṣé wọ́n sọ wá lórúkọ oyè yẹn nígbà tí wọ́n fi wà ní èmi ni lágbájá èmi ń tẹ̀mẹ̀dò èmi ni làkàṣègbè èmi ni olórógun Splash FM àbí mi ni dókítà inú studio kí Desmond máa ní tí n bá ti fi dókítà Desmond sorúkọ òun torí fóun ti gba dókítà kan ní abánajẹ apábì kan àbí kí n máa pò ń bẹ wàhálà so ẹjẹ àlọ́ká padà wá dókítà sórí rẹ.
It is not about placing your adverts. It is not just about placing your jingles on radio and television. It is about understanding the texture of the programming of each station anywhere across Nigeria. It is about understanding the language and the programming structure of that station. At Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, we understand the media language. We understand the programs and programming. We understand the people across Nigeria. Come to Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited, and I can tell you, your product and services will be a market leader through the media.
Today on Factual segment, we'll be talking about how to recognize and achieve your personal life goals. How to recognize and achieve your personal life goals. Life goals are the things you like to achieve in order to be satisfied with your future and who you become. Successful people make their goals by figuring out what they want, creating their vision, and committing to their goals. They break their goals down into smaller sub-goals and make a step-by-step plan for each one. Then they let nothing stand between them and the life they envision. So I'll be talking about how to recognize your personal goals and the life goals worth setting. Firstly, find what you love doing. Most people do a job they don't like, they invest all their energy into doing the same thing and sometimes feel like they haven't really done anything better with their time. If you currently have a hobby that you are incredibly passionate about, you can invest time into this hobby as often as possible. You won't be doing it for money, you'll be doing it because it's what you love and can do forever without getting bored. If you still haven't found the passion, look carefully around you. You can go back to your childhood, be honest about what you enjoy and what you don't. Listen to your instincts and you'll find it. Also, start taking care of yourself. Most people never think about self-care. Even if you do have some healthy habits and are purpose-oriented, do not neglect your mental and spiritual health because physical health means nothing without these two. So let this be one of the personal goals you set to finally make more time for yourself. As well, contribute beyond yourself. Another example of life goals worth setting is about giving. The more you give, the more you get in return. Giving doesn't need to mean donating money or even joining an organization. It's about leaving behind your own wants and needs to see if you can be of help to others. You are giving if you encourage others to try again after failure. You are giving if you love without expecting to receive same in return. You are giving if you share what you have when you can, and also you are giving if you donate things that you aren't really using. Lastly, be smart. Set smart goals. Smart are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. When you set specific goals, your goals must be clear and well-defined. Also, set measurable goals. You include precise amounts or dates and so on in your goals, so you can measure your degree of success. As well, set attainable goals. Make sure that it's possible to achieve the goals you set. Also, set attainable goals. Make sure that it's possible to achieve the goals you set. And also set relevant goals. Your goals should be relevant to the direction you want your life and career to take. And lastly, set time-bounding goals. Your goals must have a deadline. Goal setting is much more than simply saying you want something to happen. Unless you clearly define exactly what you want and understand why you want it in the first place. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. That will be all on factor segment of Yslive. Yslive is done shortly.
Àbí à ń fún wọn torí iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ṣe. Àbí à ń fún wọn torí pé a ní nǹkan kan tó jàǹfààní tá a fẹ́ yọ lára àwọn yàtọ̀ sówó àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Àmì ẹ̀yẹ oríṣiríṣi ló wà. Àwọn oyè kan wà tó tún jẹ́ oyè tí ó tún ṣàmì ẹ̀yẹ tó jóyè. Àwọn oyè kan wà tó jẹ́ oyè tó jẹ́ kéèyàn gbà ní iléèwé, ìmíì wà tó jẹ́ ti ìbílẹ̀, bóyá tó yẹ olóyè níbílẹ̀ àbí ní agbègbè àbí nílùú àti bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Làwọn fi wò pé àfojúsùn kò wò pé kí ló dé tí ó wá wọ̀ wá lẹ́jẹ̀ débi pé béèyàn ò bá tí ì sọ pé lágbájá wọ́n fi kankan kún orúkọ ẹ̀ kò ì dẹni pàtàkì láwùjọ àbí kò ní oníṣẹ́ ní ìjì láwùjọ àbí ṣe ká sọ pé ẹni tó bá ti ní kinní kan ẹ máa pè mí ní dókítà àbí ẹ pè mí ní pòfẹ́sọ̀ àbí ẹ pè mí ní chief doctor elder most apostle senior prophet and gbogbo ẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ súnmọ́ra wọn ìyẹn ní tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tí ń fi wọ̀jọba ọ̀hún àbí yẹn ni yóò kówó sórí tébù àti bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bàbá ní ká fojú ṣòwò síra wọn má béèrè kan kó tó di pé Alàgbàṣọlá Fádùkẹ́ wọ́n sọ àǹfààní kan tí wọ́n náà mú wá fún wa. Alàgbàṣọlá Fádùkẹ́ nílé òyìnbó tẹ̀yìn ń gbé àmì ẹ̀yẹ yìí ṣé tó bá fún wọn tán ṣé wọ́n máa ń san owó ẹ̀ tó ń fowó rà á tó ń fowó gbà á ṣé tó bá fún wọn tán wọ́n ní nǹkan ṣe fún àwọn tó ń fún wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ mú láti ilé ìlú òyìnbó tẹ̀yìn gbé London lè gbé àbí ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ṣàlàyé fún wa dókítà ẹ̀yà gbọ́ tí wọ́n.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo sọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹni tó jẹ́ queen gan nílùú òyìnbó tó jẹ́ pé òun ló láǹfààní láti fún àwọn èèyàn ní àwọ́ọ̀dì wọ́n gan mọ ẹnìkan kan nínú àwọn tó fún wọ́n gbé ìwé wá fún wọn pé àwọn báyìí láàrin ìlú ti ṣe nǹkan tó dáa tó yẹ ká fi wọn fáwọn èèyàn tó kù pé èèyàn gidi èèyàn pàtàkì ni wọn. Ó lè jẹ́ ẹni tó ń gbálẹ̀ ó lè jẹ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó ń ṣe kankan nílùú tó jẹ́ pé ó ti ń fún ìlú náà ní benefits tó pọ̀. Ọjọ́ tó bá wá fún àwọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀ náà ní the first time tí queen máa fojú kọ tó bá lè ti fún o ti parí ni nǹkan tó tún wà interested nínú kíní ẹ̀ ni pé tí ó bá ṣe nǹkan tí ò bí fit àwọ́ọ̀dì wọn á tún revoke ẹ̀
wọ́n á tún gbà
padà.
Àbá kì í gbà mí o èmi ò gbọ́ rí kọ́nà gbà mí o.
Wọ́n fún yàn láwọ́ọ̀dì tó jẹ́ pé tó bá rí pé iṣẹ́ kò bí fit ó dàbí nǹkan tí dókítà sọ́lá ẹ̀kan wípé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe kò bí fit àwọ́ọ̀dì tán fún ó degrade wọ́n á dẹ̀ mi ìṣọ̀kan gbà padà lọ́wọ́.
Wọ́n á withdraw ẹ̀.
So award is not permanent, it can be revoked if your attitude and your action does not fit and the award you can give.
Ìyẹn nílùú òyìnbó nìyẹn ní Nàìjíríà wa ń bí ẹgbẹ́ sọ́n ti revoke award iṣẹ́ kan pé bóyá mi ò mọ̀ o mò ń béèrè mi.
Ẹgbẹ́ lè ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́la.
Bọ̀lé mi.
A máa ti sọ̀rọ̀ ìtì. Mọ̀lé mi o kò tí ì ṣẹlẹ̀. Àìtí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ló dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí gbogbo rédèrèdè àbí àlè àmì ẹ̀yẹ àbí kan fún wa ní ipò oyè eléyìí tá a tọ́ sí abáyà ti ní owó tó ta lè fi rà kò kódà ká wà lójú títì kí ọlọ́pàá dẹ́rì kan dúró á ní òun ẹni tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
Àwọn kò tẹ gba plate number mọ́.
Do you know who I am?
Wọ́n á kàn kọ orúkọ wọn sórí plate number ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
ẹ̀yà tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
Àyè wà fún bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nínú òfin ká kọ orúkọ wa kí wọ́n sanwó fún kìlọ̀ pẹ̀ ní. Àwọn tó ní náà wọ́n pọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n orúkọ tó wà lára plate number ní tó fi hàn wá ni pé ẹni tó ní plate number yìí nǹkan kan wà nínú ìwà tó jẹ́ pé ẹni yìí ò gbọ́dọ̀ wò torí bó ṣe ti fi orúkọ bóyá orúkọ oyè ló fi síbẹ̀ ni àbóyé kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ó ti gbéra ẹ̀ sí gbangba tó bá wa ọkọ̀ níwàkuwà á sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ rí balógun lòdòdáwà òní yìí o ọ̀túnba ìlú kan òun ló ń ṣe báyìí àwọn tí wọ́n ń fún ní kí lorúkọ
ọ̀túnba ìlú kan ló ń ṣe bálabàlá
ẹni tó ń wa ọkọ̀ dáadáa yìí tó ń jẹ́ kó jáwó kọ́ṣe rere fún ìlú àbí fún àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn wọn ò ní fún àwọn yẹn torí kò sí àwọn yẹn ò ní owó.
ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan lórílẹ̀ òyìnbó pé tó bá fún yàn ní award torí pé ìjọ́jọ́ wọn ẹ sì kàwé gba phd tó dẹ́nu fi ebi yín pé kàn fún yàn ní pé wọ́n pè é ní professor àbọ̀ wọ́n pè é ní dókítà wọn ò kàwé gbà àmì ẹ̀yẹ ni pé kò yẹ kó jẹ́ pé a máa pera wa bẹ́ẹ̀ pé tábà tí ì fi dókítà yìí sí tó kàwé gbà ṣùgbọ́n tí ò yẹ tí ò dá yẹn làwa sọjà ṣá.
ìdáàbò ní ìṣèlú mo ti rí láǹfààní àti lọ ìlú òyìnbó tí mo ti win ní grant láti ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí ní ìlú yìí tó jẹ́ pé ìlú òyìnbó ni mo ti lọ jíyìn àbájáde kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni ọkàn tó ó lè wà nínú tí wọ́n fi kọ orúkọ mi sínú kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ kò sẹ́ni ọkàn tó ń pe ẹnìkan ní dókítà kò sẹ́ni ọkàn tó ń pe ẹnìkan ní pòfẹ́sọ̀ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké gan gbogbo àwọn pòfẹ́sọ̀ tàwa á dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún wọn àṣà tiwa ni àṣà tiwọn kò gbà yẹn torí náà ìyẹn èmi fẹ́ fọwọ́ kan àdúgbò yẹn ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ tí ẹni yẹn bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ kí ló dé tá a fi ń pe ẹnìkan ní ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ọ̀mọ̀wé nǹkan kan torí tí ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n bá sọ tára alẹ́ bá gbọ́ wọn àwọn pé ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tó ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò ní wọ́n bá sọ̀rọ̀ ká má bàa máa tan ara alẹ́ jẹ ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá gbé ẹni tó fowó ra àmì ẹ̀yẹ tán pè ní ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n àbí ọ̀mọ̀wé tí ò mọ̀ kankan lọ́gbẹ́ owó ló mọ̀ láti fi ra eléyìí tó bá dẹ̀ sọ́gbọ̀n òun fẹ́ tí ó bá lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ kábíyèsí tìbí tí wọ́n fún tó lọ yunifásitì tó tí wọ́n fún á dẹ̀ kó nílùú bí á lọ òkè òkun á lọ sí yunifásitì yàrá kan àgbà á dẹ̀ padà níbí á lóun di dọ́kítọ̀ kí ló ń bọ̀ ẹ̀ n kò bá sì ti jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ni àwa iṣẹ́ ìwádìí ibi ẹnìkan kan bá ti ń gbé nǹkan bọ̀ ọmọwé ló ti dọ̀mọ̀wé dọ́kítọ̀ àwa ti pèsè òtẹ̀ wa.
àwa tá a tẹ̀ wá ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí ó tún wá bà wá jẹ́ débi pé àwọn kan á tún máa ka news wọ́n fẹ́ ka news wọ́n máa pera ní dọ́kítọ̀ ibù kéèyàn gba phd ṣó yẹ kó máa pera ẹ̀ dọ́kítọ̀ ó fẹ́ ka news.
torí wípé a ti rò pé àjámọ̀ nǹkan ti
complex
ti bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a ti rò pé àjámọ̀ nǹkan tẹ́nìkan kan ò bá mọ̀.
inferiority complex ni.
mi lẹ́ nǹkan kan mọ́ rí tí mo fi wọnú bí nígbà tí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ wọlé mo wá fún ètò alàgbà Yemi Sonde wọ́n ní kí n lọ jókòó síbẹ̀ nígbà tí mo fẹ́ kọ orúkọ sínú ìwé tẹ́ bá lọ mi kọ dr kìnìún kan torí pé mo ti ń jẹ́ orúkọ yẹn kí n tó ṣiṣẹ́ gba kìíní ọ̀mọ̀wé tí mo wá lò lẹ́nu torí náà kì í ṣe wípé ọ̀mọ̀wé yẹn òun ni ó jẹ́ kí n di ẹni tí mo dì kí n tí mò ń gbé bọ̀ ọ̀mọ̀wé bá lọ́nà ni àṣìṣẹ́tọ̀ ni.
so complex ló máa ń ṣàwọn èèyàn.
inferiority complex ni. inferiority
illiteracy tún kún náà o.
bẹ́ẹ̀
èèyàn lè wọ educated bó wá kó tún jẹ́ literate.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀
educated literate ó wà o.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni nítorí èmi ò rí tí wọ́n bá ní ẹnìkan sọ̀rọ̀ Plato àkínná only everyone is endowed with knowledge which are elicited during conversation ọ̀rọ̀ tó o bá sọ jáde lẹ́nu làwọn èèyàn á fi mọ̀ bóyá o lọ́pọlọ àbó o lọ́pọlọ.
ó ti dá alàgbà Ṣọlá Fádùkẹ́ láti African Alliance Economic Support Program ẹlẹ́ẹ̀náǹfààní kan fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ bọ́n ṣe ń gbọ́ àbáyé ẹja gbọ́ àǹfààní yẹn
African Alliance Economic Support Program tá à ń pè ní AAESP.
AAESP.
Àwọn ó jẹ́ organisation tí àwọn èèyàn ọmọ wa tó wà lókè òkun ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ló ń dá sílẹ̀ láìpẹ́.
Tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ dá sílẹ̀.
Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ dá sílẹ̀ láìpẹ́. A ti ní ọ́fíìsì sí Ìbàdàn.
Níbo ni?
Ní Mọ́kọ́lá ní ọ́fíìsì wa wà. Ìdí tó fi dá a sílẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ti rí pé gbogbo nǹkan tí àwa èèyàn dúdú tó jẹ́ Africa tá a need àwa gan lè pèsè fún àwọn tá a bá ṣe wọ́pọ̀. Àwọn náà wà wò pé gbogbo àwọn tó ti wà lọ́hùn bá tó jẹ́ Africans tó ń gbé ìlú òkè òkun there are over 150 million people.
150 million tọ́ntọ́n ó dín dín ìlú kan yẹn. Nàìjíríà mi nù.
Ṣé ti yẹn báyìí? So adásìkò kan sí táwọn náà ti wá wò pé a lot of us ló ti kúrò nínú wa 20, 30, 40 years. Some of us tó ti wà nílẹ̀ yẹn báyìí tá a bá sọ pé àwọn máa wálé láti wá gbé àkàntọ́ra wa ni. Bí tó bá ti wálẹ̀ àwọn tó bá ti rí wọ́n lè sọ pé inú wọn kò sí nǹkan tó rí wọ́n lè jókòó sọ̀rọ̀. So gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn wa lọ́wọ́ wa parapọ̀ láti ṣe ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ máa ṣe project díẹ̀díẹ̀ as an organisation sí different part of Africa. Àwa wà láǹfààní láti jẹ́ àwọn tó wà lára àwọn tó dá sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe wá fún wa ní mandate wípé ká lọ wo area wa ní Ìbàdàn àti Ọ̀yọ́ 4 states have been selected. Ká wo nǹkan tá a lè ṣe. In the last bí ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin márùn-ún sẹ́yìn láti wọlé nǹkan méjì láti wá wò pé bóyá.
Tẹ̀tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ fi ṣe tẹ̀sán láti ẹ̀ ṣe náà.
Bí flagship project.
Flagship project, okay.
Bí àkọ́tà àwọn wò nìyẹn. Ni pé a rí pé àwọn ọjà wa ẹ bá délé báyìí ẹ kúkú ní bẹ́ẹ̀ a lot of people ẹ̀ ní bá wọn lé ibo náà wà.
Wọ́n wà lọ́jà, wọ́n wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́.
Wọ́n wà níṣẹ́. A rí pé àwọn ọjà wa báwọn ṣe pọ̀ mẹ́tọ̀. Ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ tó jọjú tó dignify kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Láwọn ọjà wa.
Láwọn ọjà wa.
Ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀.
Tí àwọn míì wà tó yẹ pé ẹ̀tẹ̀ wọn gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé ọjà táwọn ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn ń lò ní. Wọ́n wà lára nǹkan tá a rí pé kò yẹ kí nǹkan rí báyìí. Ó wà lára nǹkan tí àkọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe náà. Pé àwọn ọjà tá a bá rí pé àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ sí. Tó bá sí ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ọkàn bẹ̀ a fẹ́ wá ọ̀nà bá a ṣe ṣe. Ó lè jẹ́ wọ́n ti ní gbódẹ̀ tó ń ṣe fún wọn tá a máa ṣe sí àwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀. Bọ̀ bí ó ṣe ilé ò kì í ṣe nǹkan tíjọba ń ṣe o ṣe mọ̀ pé this is an NGO àwọn ìjọba kan so nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé àwọn ará ọjà náà gbọ́dọ̀ ní community tá a máa ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú torí ìkànnì ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìkejì ni ká túṣe
ká maintain
ìyẹn ló wà important ju owó táwọn ọmọ wa fẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ láti fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ owó ojú eégún ni èmi yà á ti kúrò ní látago 5.
owó náà ní ìlú ní
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
owó náà ní ìlú ní
kò ní délé látago 10 tó ṣe 5 síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ wọ́n sì nífẹ̀ẹ́
orílẹ̀-èdè yìí.
So bá a ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ni pé gbogbo community bá ti ń lọ nǹkan la fẹ́ ṣe àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ náà gbọ́dọ̀ gbà pẹ̀lú wa àwọn náà dẹ̀ agree pé nǹkan la fẹ́ ṣe báyìí ni bá a ṣe máa maintain ẹ̀ lọ ilé àfẹ́ wá bẹ̀ 5 years 10 years time.
So ẹ fẹ́ ṣàǹfààní fáwọn ọjà tó ń gbọ́ wa báyìí láti kọ́ ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ fún wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ́tà ìbẹ̀ ká sọ ní òyìnbó ní ìṣẹ́jú kan ẹ já sọ lédè òyìnbó ní ìṣẹ́jú kan kí n wá ní kẹ́ fún un nọ́mbà bí àwọn ọlọ́jà kan gbọ́ wa tán ní ìdí tọ́ílẹ̀tì kan kún pè yín o.
As I've already explained, AASP is an organization that recently created.
That's African Alliance Economic Support Program.
That's right.
AAESP.
Yeah. And it's an organization recently created in England, and another one is now being incorporated in US as well. The whole goal and objective of these organizations is to now start adding values to common man in Africa. We've received so many handouts from people who have been trying to do their best to support us. But now it is time for us as Africans to start taking the leading roles. We need to move away from the fact that the government will do this, the government will do that, and our change will come. We are our change, and we're looking at how we can start that. You know, sometimes when you go on the Facebook and you see a lot of us blasting government, blasting that, nothing is wrong there. I'm not saying people are not right to.
Oh, you're wondering how you make your product and services close to your target audience? Don't get bothered anymore. Come to Yemi Sonde Entertainment Limited. We are simply the bridge between you and the world.